All right, so in previous videos, we've talked about how saving money is actually a terrible idea simply because of the depletion in purchasing power. So then the real question comes in, what are you supposed to do with money? If you're not supposed to save it, what are you really supposed to do with it? That's a good question. Money is meant to be used. Let me give you a quick example. I have a $100 bill. There's a $100 bill sitting right here. If I take this $100 bill, I set it on my desk right here, and I come back in 100 years from now. 100 years, by the way, I would probably be the world's oldest person at that point. But let's just say I come back in 100 years from now. What's going to happen to this $100 bill? One of two things would happen with it. Either it would turn to dust in the next 100 years, it would come back and it would be gone because it has turned to dust. Or it's still going to be sitting here doing absolutely nothing. It would not have multiplied. It would not have created more little Bens. It would have not have done absolutely anything. It'd be sitting here doing nothing. That is the problem with cash. It does absolutely nothing until you deploy it, right? You get what I'm saying? Good example, right? So that's the whole purpose behind cash. It is meant, well, not only cash. Now, don't get me wrong. When I say cash, I'm referring to this stuff, the actual green stuff, and I'm referring to the digital cash sitting in a bank account. Same thing, it's just money sitting around. So here's the thing. It's meant to be deployed. You send it out and let it come back and give you a return on your investment. Now, the real question is, what are you supposed to do with it? Okay, we get it. What are you supposed to do? Well, then it comes down to the question of, it all comes down to your personality, your time horizon, your risk tolerance, and most definitely something you are interested in and something that you are knowledgeable about. There's really no simple answer. I'm not here to tell you you should put all your money in XYZ. No, I'm not here to say that. In fact, I'm not here to give you any kind of investment advice, financial advice, nothing like that at all. But rather, I want you to think about this a little bit and examine your situation. What is something that you know about? The whole purpose behind it, let me just reiterate. The purpose behind deploying cash is to get a return on your investment. For some people, that could be a 1% return. For some people, it could be a 7% return. For other people, it could be a 20% return. And for some people, it could be, much, much higher than that. But you have to remember too, the higher return that you're going after generally is also associated with much higher risk. For those guys out there who are swinging for the fences every single time and going for a 50% or 100% or multiple hundreds of percent return on their investment are also taking on massive, massive risk. That's the thing. You can't go for a huge return on your investment and not take on a lot of risk. Like, let me give you a quick example. You could take, again, this is not advice in any way at all. I'm just telling you, you could take $100. You could invest it in the latest, greatest crypto that was just announced, right? Whatever that happens to be. I don't even know at this point. There's so many different cryptos coming out right now. But you could take $100, invest it in some kind of crypto. Here's the thing. You could either double, triple, or quadruple your money or even more in a relatively short period of time. However, you could also come back tomorrow and it could all be gone. All of it gone tomorrow or even later today. That's the thing with crypto. You're taking on a ton of risk, investing in some new coin or new token that just came out and introduced, but at the same time, you're also subjecting yourself to massive, massive gains at the same time. Or you could look at the guy who says, hey, I don't want to take on any risk. I want to preserve capital, but I want to get some kind of return on my investment. I just want something back. 1%, 2%, I'm cool with anything. At that point, that guy might look at some kind of account like a money market account that typically pays like maybe 0.5%. He could look at a CD. CDs pay anywhere between, it's really pathetic. Honestly, it's like 0.75%. It could be 1%. It could maybe be 1.5%, maybe even 2%. But you'd really have to go out for a longer term CD. Again, what's the risk on a CD? Virtually zero. There's almost zero risk on a CD. That's why it only pays 0.5%, maybe 1%, maybe 1.5%. If you were to put it into a CD that's like a 5-year term, something like that, right? So you get what I'm saying? So the more risk you take, the more potential return you have, and the less risk you take, the far less return you're going to get on your investment. But the whole point is, get some kind of return. Whether it's 1%, 5%, 10%, 20%, or 600%, it doesn't really matter. The whole point is get this stuff out there. Get this stuff out of your pocket and get it out there working for you. Because sitting here in your pocket, sitting here on my desk is doing nothing. It's literally right now, this is a worthless piece of paper. It is completely worthless to me until I go out into the marketplace and I either trade it for goods and services or I put it to work for me in some type of investment. But otherwise, sitting here on my desk, it's literally just taking up space. It's serving me nothing other than the fact I get to show it to you in a couple of videos here and there. But other than that, it is doing nothing. It needs to be deployed in order for it to be actually rendered useless or have a purpose. It needs to be rendered. It'll render a purpose once it is actually used, if that makes sense. But until then, sitting around in a bank account, sitting around on my desk, it is doing nothing, right? So you kind of get the point behind that. So again, I'm not telling you exactly what to do. Of course, I can't tell you what to do. It all comes down to your personality. What are you knowledgeable about? You might start examining some different situations and some different scenarios, as in like, hey, I have a lot of knowledge about guitars. I don't know anything about music or guitars, but I'm just saying, maybe you do. Maybe you could say, hey, I have $1,000 laying around. There's this awesome, is it Gibson? I think it's Gibson. I could be saying that wrong. Gibson guitar that I know this. It's online for sale right now from some guy. He has no clue what he has. He wants $500 for it. Maybe if you know everything about guitars, maybe you go pick that guitar up for $500 and you could turn around and sell that thing for $700. Well, guess what? You just got a nice return on your investment right there, right? What is that, 40%? Yeah, nice return, right? So that's the kind of the point. You got to look at what you're knowledgeable about. Because here's the thing. If you put your money into something that you have no knowledge about, unfortunately, you're probably going to lose it. I've been there, done that way too many times in my life. Yes, you put your money behind something you have no clue about, you trust somebody else, and you come back and it's gone. Oops. Yeah, so let me help you avoid that mistake. I've done that way too many times. I've learned. I hope I've learned anyway. But anyway, my point is, you got to figure out what is best with your personality. If you are somebody who is adverse to a risk, then maybe doing something like a money market account or a CD is much more in line with you. If you're somebody who says, hey, I have $1,000, I'm willing to lose it, but I want to swing for the fences. You might want to look at some kind of crypto or something like that. You can make some massive amounts of money in crypto, but you also got to go into it with the expectation that I could wake up tomorrow and it could all be gone. You just got to know that stuff. And again, this is just talking through some different examples. I'm not telling you what to do. You just got to figure out your situation. But anyway, I hope this lets you think about this a little bit further in the whole idea that this stuff is worthless until you put it to work, either out there in some kind of investment, giving you a return on your investment, or if you simply go out to the marketplace and you buy yourself a nice little haircut, some groceries, or you put some gas in your car. Until that, this stuff is worthless. Get what I'm saying? So, hope that helps you out. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I love talking about this stuff. I love sharing my knowledge and my experience on all of this. And I'll definitely be coming back with more videos talking about money, cash, investments, real estate, stocks, all kinds of stuff, crypto. So, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Leave me any comments or questions down below that you may have. And of course, I'll continue to come back and follow up with future videos on all this stuff. I just love it. And yeah, go back and check out some of my other videos right here on the channel, as I have over 1,200 videos right here for you to enjoy. So thanks again, everybody. I truly appreciate it. And I'll catch you in the next video.